How's it going, everyone? Heavy Entertainment here. Today I'm taking a look at Delirium. It's the new album from Italian metal band Lacuna Coil. Delirium is more or less a concept album depicting several individuals who all live within an asylum. The album itself was significantly heavier than expected and overall quite enjoyable. Now, before listening to this album, my main exposure to the band was seeing them as one of the opening acts on Megadeth's Giggin' Tour a few years back, so other than those couple songs, I didn't know their stuff that well. Now, the best way I could describe this album is that it's Nightwish meets The Roots' Eros Sepultura, with an overall mix of a gothic symphonic sound with influences of nu metal and metalcore. This is clearly shown with the opening act, The House of Shame, which opens the album on an incredibly strong note. The track was also the first single off the album, which personally I found quite surprising, as it doesn't have that commercial sound to it that other songs in the album actually do. However, this is not a bad thing, as the song is great.
I'm here, locked outside of my face, incurable, captured by time. You're the reason I'm feeling so deranged. I will stay here and haunt you forever.
The following song is one that I honestly think would have been released as a single, and that's Broken Things. It has a much more lighter feel than House of Shame, and it really lets vocalist Christina Scabbia shine on the verses. This is then followed up with the title track and the second single, Delirium, which does a really good job of showcasing the mix of both singers on the song. It also seems to have some Middle Eastern influences in the background. The only downfall is Scabbia singing the word delirium over and over again. She does this 20 times throughout the 3-minute track. Other than that, it's still a pretty strong effort. The next song, Blood, Tears, Dust, is also by far my favorite on the album. Much like House of Shame, it's much heavier. It has a real pounding riff that's just hard not to like, while it is countered with an epic sounding chorus by Scabbia. It displays a perfect mix between the heavy riffs and the strong vocal performances by both singers. The album continues with Downfall, which has a large epic-sounding opening. However, the song isn't nearly as heavy as the previous one. It does, however, contain a pretty solid guitar solo by Alter Bridge's Miles Kennedy. The next two tracks, Take Me Home and You Love Me 'Cause I Hate You, aren't nearly as strong as the first half of the album, but they do fit into the whole concept of the album pretty well, so they don't feel like they're filler tracks. The third single, Ghost in the Mist, is much stronger than these two tracks though. It has a great mix of both vocalists. The album closes quite strong as well, with the final three tracks, My Demons, Claustrophobia, and Ultima Ratio, all of which continue the sounds and themes that have been displayed throughout the album. Overall, Delirium is a very strong effort by Lacuna Coil. It maintains a concept and feel that works for the entirety of the album. For a band that I've never really been into, I'm extremely impressed. I give Delirium an 8 out of 10. Now, if you've listened to this album, please feel free to let me know your opinions in the comments. And if you want more metal and rock reviews like this one, feel free to slam that subscribe button. Now, as for future reviews, I'm planning on taking a look at a couple albums that I may have missed throughout the month, mainly Pilatus Dust by Gorguts and Terminal Redux by Vector. Cheers!